EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for the weekend, May 21st and 22nd, 2022. Very hot weekend coming up, and the weekend video forecast is proudly sponsored by Bozer Brewing Company in Easton. They are located at 1250 Summit Boulevard in Easton, very close to Lafayette College. They are purveyors of fine craft beer in the Lehigh Valley and have a vast beer selection from IPAs to ales to stouts and sours. They also have a fantastic menu selection, live entertainment, open mic nights, and trivia nights. They are Bozer Brewing Company in Easton, proud sponsors of the weekend video forecast. So again, very warm and humid today, very hot and humid, basically. Temperature spread today 90 to 96. Now, our local forecasts are in some places a little bit higher than that, and I started backing off this a little bit before I did the video, and that's because of that mesoscale convective vortex we talked about in yesterday's video that actually came to fruition. And I kind of warned you about that there was a chance that could all of a sudden change because it was kind of leaning that way last night. The NAM wasn't really too sold in it, at least not the evolution, and the high-resolution rapid refresh was. Well, the latter was a little bit closer to reality throughout the day yesterday. So it's not always the NAM 3 kilometer that is on point. I know I used it a lot in these videos, but we look at a multitude of models, not just those two either. There's about 4 or 5 others we use in short range and kind of weigh our options and see what makes the most sense in relation to current radar the day of. So I would say the high resolution rapid refresh did very well with that yesterday. So I'm glad I was able to at least get that in the video last night, to kind of warn you and prepare you for what was about to happen yesterday. So thankfully no tornadoes, but we did have some wind reports, some large hail reports yesterday in association with that vortex as it moved through. Today we have hot and humid conditions, but because that vortex yesterday moved through, it lowered the temperatures a little bit lower last night by a couple degrees than it was expected to be, and that's the reason for that is because you had the rain, right? So it cooled things off a little bit faster, and temperatures are going to have to recover from a lower point today. And for that reason, we might not get quite as high. So instead of being, some places we had getting to 97, 98 degrees even, I don't think you're getting that high. Even the Philadelphia region, I think you're going to be more like 94 or thereabout, 94, 95-ish. But it's still going to be hot no matter how you look at it. Just a couple degrees less than maybe the upside potential was. And then on Sunday, we have a day that's going to be a little bit cooler. 86 to 92 is the spread. That's not really cooler, but it's going to be cooler relative to Saturday. And we do have a risk for late-day thunderstorms. So let's take a look at that now as I move this forward. This is today, by the way. No chance of precipitations today. We're good there. Just hot and muggy, and it's going to be hot and muggy, partly cloudy and muggy overnight with temperatures on either side of 70 degrees. It's going to be really sultry. And then when we get into Sunday, another partly cloudy start, another hot and humid start. It's going to have temperatures again, 86 to 92 is the spread in temperatures for Sunday. Then we have this cold front moving toward the region. This did move a little bit faster now, so it's going to be a little bit more inclusive for parts of our area to get into possible severe weather on Sunday as well. And this severe weather is going to be a lot more simplistic. Yesterday we had a tornado watch out. I don't think you're dealing with tornadoes here on Sunday. You're looking at a straight line wind threat. And that's just because you have such high temperatures and humidity in front of this when this cold front moves through, and it's going to cool things off pretty quickly. You're going to have some wind threat with that. Here are the temperatures today, again, across the region. Widespread 90s. Once we get into Sunday, though, not as quite as widespread. A few areas are getting the upper 80s to 90 here, and maybe across parts of New Jersey, down to the Delaware Valley. But in the interior here, you're still in the 80s here on Sunday. And here is what we're looking at for on the 3 kilometer NAM, the high res future simulated radar, and this is the looking at 2 p.m. on Sunday, as you can see in the upper right hand corner. You have the squall line that's moving toward you here, and this is your typical squall line you would get with a cold front. Okay, so it's not a lot of precipitation here. This line does get better organized moving eastward. Maybe some convection running out in front of it, like we saw yesterday, and then we have the squall line moving through parts of the area, but it's a broken squall line, it looks like, and it's not completely and fully organized here. It starts to, but then it kind of just runs into that heat and humidity, and that's where it gets these storms going. Okay, so you have some gusty winds possible with these storms here. We'll get better information with that on Sunday when we'll post that on social media once we have that information and we're a little bit closer to it, because this is gonna evolve differently than what's shown here most likely. And we just don't have that full scope just yet. Taking a look at the long-range, high-resolution rapid refresh, if I go to that 48-hour point here on Sunday just to see what it shows, here's nothing for Saturday. And then Sunday, it has that same line with that same convection running ahead of it. So it's very similar to the NAM in that regard, just has less breaks, okay? So that's your system for Sunday. Cold front moves through. And then temperatures on the opposite side of the front are back down to the lower 70s on Monday. And then you're on either side of 70 both Tuesday and Wednesday. Partly to mostly cloudy skies are expected both Monday and Tuesday, with a system in close proximity to our south. You can see that here. Not expecting precipitation from either one of those, however. Just partly to mostly cloudy skies both days and cooler conditions. And then once we get to Wednesday, there's a warm front in the vicinity that could touch off a shower here overnight Wednesday night, but partly to mostly cloudy during the day. And then as that lifts off to the north, you're going to be warm sectored again ahead of our next cold front, what's going to come through here at the end of the week. The timing of this is going to depend on severe weather for this, too. It's going to be dependent on that. Right now, the timing of this is Thursday night into Friday morning, which would mitigate severe threat there, okay, because it's coming overnight as opposed to late in the day. The reason why Sunday's a little bit better is because you have the daytime heating it's going to be running into. Not as much heating this time. On Thursday, we'll warm up here on Thursday back to near 80 or thereabout, either side of 80 degrees. And then when this cold front comes through, this looks like it's the only precipitation we're going to be dealing with for the entirety of the Memorial Day weekend. Next system is going to be staying off to our north. This is looking at Sunday, and you might get something maybe late Monday on the Memorial Day holiday itself. But we'll see how that evolves. Right now, like I said yesterday's video, next weekend, Memorial Day, the holiday weekend, is looking pretty good overall, okay? So we might run into some little issues here on Friday until this front fully clears, which you can see here. There's Friday early afternoon. It's still over eastern Pennsylvania at this point. And again, this time is going to change a little bit, bounce around a little bit. But the general idea is the Friday before the weekend looks like you're going to have a little bit of showers at least part of that day, or maybe some thunderstorms. And then after that point, it looks pretty good for the remainder of the weekend as of right now. I'm EPA meteorologist Bobby Marchus. That is your outlook for this weekend, May 21st and 22nd, 2022. Have a great Saturday and Sunday.